All right, well, stop 2 on Operation Homeless America is in San Diego with Dreams for Change, which is a very wonderful nonprofit organization who assists homeless people that sleep in their car. Majority of these people are actually your former middle America, educated, college degrees, who've more or less fallen on hard times. They're either unemployed, underemployed, 99ers who have ran out of their benefits. All right, go.
Hi, my name is David Levy, and I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm a heavy equipment operator by trade, operating engineer, local 12, here in San Diego. I have 5 years of heavy equipment experience. I also have my Class A license with all the endorsements, including passengers. Okay. I have 25 years of warehousing and delivery experience, 5 years of warehouse manager experience. I am bilingual in Spanish and English. And
what exact kind of certifications do you have?
I have, as far as my certifications go, I have doubles, triples, tanker endorsement. I have passenger endorsement and hazardous materials endorsement. I also have the 40-hour hazmat training through operating engineers and local 12 here in San Diego. I'm a dependable guy. Unfortunately, I've been homeless for the last 6 months. I'm trying to get back on my feet. I'm a hard worker. I'm educated, and I'm also I just took a class in property management, so I'm looking for a resident manager job as well, because I'm a handyman. I know all different phases of construction. I've worked a little bit of carpentry, a little bit of drywall, and I know some electrical and some plumbing, so light maintenance, that kind of stuff.
Are you willing to relocate?
Yes, I am. I'm willing to relocate, but prefer to stay here in San Diego. I've lived here all my life, and would really like to.
What brought you to Dreams for Change?
Volunteers of America, and it was there I saw the flyer for Dreams for Change, and I came down here, and right away I met with Talina and Teresa, and I really liked it here. They did a lot for me, and they guided me in the right direction, and they gave me not only good information as to job leads and then housing leads. They also they were good people and good friends.
Which one's your car?
That's
Can I look at it? Can we look at it? So, what's been the hardest part about being homeless?
The hardest part for me was the separation from my family. Dreams for Change for helping me along the way.
When you were sleeping outside the lot, what was the hardest?
About the cops rolling up on me. And actually, my experience here at Dreams for Change has made me, and living in my car has made me really want to become an advocate for the homeless.
Well, that actually leads to a really good question. What would you like for mainstream America to know about what it's like to be homeless and the faces of homeless today as compared to, let's say, 5 years ago?
I mean, here at Dreams.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kelly with Dreams for Change. I co-founded this agency in April of 2010. Earlier this year, we've had about 120 clients of various walks of life. A lot of 99ers, people who ran out of unemployment benefits. We have had several veterans that come here, just people that have lost their jobs and didn't qualify for unemployment. You just giving them some encouragement, let them know that someone cares. There's people out here in the world that, believe in them still, even though times are tough, and giving them the opportunity to have a safe place to park every night. When we first started, no one came the first couple of days, and then once the first few clients started trickling in, then it was like we'd open the floodgates, and we have a pretty continual, the lot holds about 24 cars, and we have a pretty continual flow of people. New clients rotate in. Sometimes it only takes people a couple of weeks once they get here, They feel safer here. Their cars aren't broken into, and so they're able to focus on getting employment. And they typically are off the lot no longer than 3 months. Most people less than that.
What are the laws like regarding homeless here in San Diego?
Well, you can get a ticket if you're sleeping in your car on the street, and so the police are quite appreciative of our parking lot because that's one of the things they don't have to do. They can actually be out there using the limited resources they have to fight crime and do the real things and not just pushing people around the city that don't have another place to go, because they recognize that there's just no place to go. If you're sleeping in your car, they realize the issue. And we've actually had the police bring clients here, so they give them options. They say, I'm either going to give you a ticket tonight, or you can go here to the Dreams for Change Safe Parking Program lot.
How much is the ticket?
I have no idea on that. I think it's a couple $100. If you get too many of them, though, you can get your car impounded for illegal lodging tickets, and then you've lost your car, and your only chance of ever getting ahead, getting a job again, getting back into housing.
What would you say is your biggest opposition against, as far as the lot is concerned?
The neighbors are really friendly, so there's not a lot of opposition from the people actually around in this community. They're actually really supportive. The neighbors have been very friendly and nice and open about this because they see how bad some people have it, and so it opens their eyes. There's people that just don't understand, that say people choose to be homeless, they want to do this, that if they just, could get off their feet. And so I'm constantly fighting those type of arguments with people that these aren't the people that are chronic homeless. These are recently homeless, so if we can get them off the streets rapidly, then we're going to stop the problem before it starts and they become a chronic homeless person.
Funding-wise, you guys obviously accept private donations, right? You guys are a 501c?
Yes, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. Right now, there's two of us that are funding it, so we split the cost of the lot. It costs about $750 a month to run. That's $350 for the porta potty, insurance for the agency and the lot, van insurance because we have a van that the volunteers sleep in every night. The van was donated, so it's just a matter of insuring it, putting gas in it. We buy water for the clients so that we can give out at least one water bottle a night, and then we recycle those so we get money to buy water again. So that kind of works out well. And just a few other miscellaneous minor expenses, but it's all completely unpaid staff, volunteer staff. Although we did receive one donation, so we received a donation enough to pay for a part-time staff for the next 6 months. Who volunteered and realized how much we were doing with such limited resources and decided to help out. It really moved him to see people helping people get ahead rather than doing things for them to get ahead.
So you guys would be, and I hate this term, it's so cliche, you're a hand up, not the hand out.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. We link people to resources. We don't just hand out dollars. A lot of people come here and I don't have any gas money, and all we can tell them is, we're sorry, that's one of the things that most people complain about, but we just don't have the resources, to give everyone gas cards or, any kind of money for that. And we try to tell them, some of the churches have been known to donate, but that's stuff we hear from word of mouth from clients, but we don't necessarily have a place to send them for gas money. We recognize it's tough, but we're trying to serve as many people as possible on limited resources.
Now, do you get a lot of people through here that have an education?
Yes. We do. We get people with master's degrees. We've had people that have been in law school and, dropped out because they just, couldn't afford it. There's quite a few people, actually, with college degrees, bachelor's minimum that just can't find any job. And it's mainly they're homeless because they got laid off. And either unemployment ran out or they just can't, find another job to make up those expenses, those costs that kept them in housing.
Now, do you have people that are actually employed staying on the lot, like underemployed?
We have quite a few people that have been homeless for quite some time, but now that they've been on the lot and they've got someone pushing them, hey, when are you going to get into housing? Come on, you've got, we take a look at their financial resources, help them clean up their credit report and figure out how much they have and help them make the right choices. So instead of maybe, paying $200 or $300 for storage, we say, if you're already paying $200 or $300 for storage, can you figure out how to come up with an extra $150? What expenses are can you cut out here and there and figure out how to get back on your feet and back into housing?
Now, obviously you get families here.
Yes.
Do you do background checks for sex offenders?
Yes, we do. Each client that comes on the lot, we just go onto the government database and run their names, verify that they're not sex offenders. We don't accept violent felons. We understand that a lot of times we do have people with felonies and, convictions for all sorts of things. Sometimes they got into drugs, something happened, all of a sudden, they're homeless 5 years later, and now they're having a hard time getting back into housing. So mainly sex offenders are definitely a no, and violent felons are a no. But everyone else, we understand and try to work with them.
Donations wise, what exactly do you guys need?
Well, obviously money is good, and being able to give people gas cards when we know that they're going to look for work. So, we do get some donations for like bus tokens and stuff like that, but obviously it would be nice to be able to cover the expenses of the lot every month. I mean, we would like to be able to create more jobs and hire, a full-time security person, but that, we look at that kind of longer down the line. We'd like to be able to pay our CEO, who works during the day, but also works has to work here in the evening, and she volunteers also on the lot, so we have a good pool of people that we pull from, but obviously we'd like to build this into something else where we're actually able to create some resources where we are the resources instead of just sending them out to other agencies, because a lot of the other agencies are just overloaded with clients, especially now we've been in the recession for so long. There's only so many things that they can do too, and the waiting lists are long, so we'd like to be able to have more time to donate, to pay for staff, pay for the expenses of the lot, and to be able to help people on a more permanent basis during the day, have more resources available for them.
Now, beyond money, though, what kind of donations?
Blankets are good. I had someone show up this week that sleeping in their car, didn't even have a sleeping bag, and believe it or not, California can get cold, 30 degrees. I've slept here many nights that it's been cold, and I can't imagine sleeping without even a blanket. So sleeping bags are great. Canned food, we can take some of that, and we don't have a lot of place to store it, but if people were to bring canned food that people don't have to heat, that's always good and beneficial. We do provide food here on the lot. We give out peanut butter and tuna and some different soups and stuff, but as far as other donations, people, socks, toiletries, things like that, people could really, they appreciate those types of things because, they get thrown around in their car so many times. That's also money that they can't devote to putting gas in the car to get to the next job. So there's all sorts of things that we have on our website, dreamsforchange.org, and there's a list of, donation items that we can always accept and are more than willing to accept.
Okay.